What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sal Kalani. This here is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
All right. You done with your little research over there?
I wasn't, but apparently I am
I can't.
because
Reggie, you should do this before the pod. You can't do this on
are
the
you
recording.
serious right now?
This man, this dude. No, but you can't. Reggie brought a good topic to the title because you didn't. I thought we were supposed to have your buddy on.
I got busy this week, man. It was a hectic, long week, and I didn't get a chance to reach out.
Cold-blooded.
But he agreed to do it, so we just need to confirm a date. That's all. We'll get him on.
But Reggie was watching the original Rocky movie, Oscar-winning Best Picture Rocky movie.
Yeah,
and
I've
1976.
made some very astute observations.
The problem with the one scene, where him and Adrian finally hook up, I guess.
Yo, let's you want to get into it? Let's get into it.
I love it. I love the movies. I've watched them all many times. I grew up on them as an Italian boy. You really looked up to The Rock.
Yeah,
I really like Mr. T too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the first one, as a kid, you don't really care about this first one. You don't watch it. It's too serious. It's too slow. The fight looks grainy and rough compared to the other. When I was a kid, first one I saw was Rocky 4. So you're like, that's all fight. It's all action. It's Russian, America, the great tunes.
So wait, you saw Rocky 4 before you saw Rocky 1, 2, and 3?
Oh yeah, I was like a kid, dude. I didn't see 1, 2, and 3. Like that shit, I wasn't even old enough to see any of those. Like those came out in the 70s and 82, I think, was Rocky 3. So I didn't know anything. And the first time I remember I was at a kid's house at his birthday party and they rented it. And that's how I got to see Rocky 4. And I remember it's the first time I learned how to spell idiot. Because he picks him up. Dickhole. He picks him up and he's speaking Russian and he calls him an idiot, like the trainer did, or the one of the fucking and he picks him up and throws him. I fight to burn me, but I didn't know that the subtitle. I always thought it'd be given the E,
Yeah,
and that's how Ren always says it. Ren and Stimpy,
idiot. All right, well that's good. You learned something.
Rocky, you can be very educational.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to say this, the Rocky 4 soundtrack is one of the best ever. If you want to ever like work out to something or run or something, Rocky 4 soundtrack. Not only do they have Eye of the Tiger, but they have a lot of great montage songs. Good stuff.
Okay.
So I know a little bit about the Rock.
You know a little
I'm
bit.
here to defend his we'll see what happens.
I was gonna say I don't know if you can defend this one.
This scene's a little, I know this scene though, but it's a little awkward.
It's a little awkward. But first off, before we even get to that scene that's awkward, let's talk about the fact that Rocky goes and visits Adrian at the pet store. He does all the talking. She kind of just looks at him the whole time.
So she's like, dude,
she's shy.
My favorite scenes.
She's shy.
Like, she's more than shy. She's a little off, dude. She's like a 30-something-year-old virgin, all right?
Okay.
And I remember when
Paulie,
the guy's driver goes, Hey Rock, I heard she's retarded. He's like, no, man. She's just a little shy. And he goes, it is so fucked up. He goes, Hey Rock, why don't you take her to the zoo? I heard retards like the zoo. Rocky wants to kill him, and he's like, "You gotta say this," and then they're breaking him up, and then right before he drives away, he goes, "Hey, Rock, remember what I told you?" He's like, "What's that?" He goes, "Take her to the zoo."
Yeah, I remember that. That's the driver of the mini mob boss.
Point is,
Loan Shark.
Adrian had a little bit going. She had a little bit of a rep, not being very socially normal.
She just she wasn't very.
That's
social.
why she didn't talk in the pet stores.
She didn't talk in it. He goes to the pet store,
tells jokes. But when he leaves, she says, "Bye, Rocky."
Okay.
So you see that he's not fucking stalking her. He's been doing this for years, and she's just very, very shy.
Okay. So he goes to the store. He talks to her, at length, and she says, "Bye, Rocky." That's a relationship.
Well, for years it's been going on. You know this. You know this in the
For-
movie. You didn't jump in
yeah,
at the beginning of their meeting. The
of
pet
course not,
store is here.
because he
The
already has the
workout's right
turtles.
across the street. I mean,
I get
yeah,
it.
he's buddies with her brother. Yeah, it's been known in the film, but they've known each other for a while.
Absolutely. And they know of each other. They
Yeah,
know
and he
they
and
know
he and
of
he and he, he hits on her and he's asking Paulie
they
why,
know they know of each other. She knows his name, that's for sure. Bye, Rock.
So then Paulie invites him on a
So
date. So remember,
Paulie,
he
okay,
asked
let's
Paulie right in the
so
beginning.
Paul
It's like,
he asked Paulie if he could take his
now
sister out.
remember,
Paulie,
Paulie's in the bathroom. In the broke it, trying to fix his hair. I want to
okay,
break the guy's teeth who broke the fucking mirror.
okay, yes, yes. We can skip all that. Let's just get down to it. Rocky has he gets permission from her brother to take her out on a date. She's
No,
30
no, no.
plus.
See, you're throwing it wrong, man. He asked about going on a date.
Well,
He
he asked if
sets
it's
him
okay.
up because
He
there's
sets
no
him up.
way. And the way he sets him up is he has him come over for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
And he doesn't even tell Adrian about it.
Exactly. And that's the point I'm trying to get at. Is that
Yeah, Paulie's an asshole, you know.
You want to go ahead? I'll wait.
That's all I had. He's that Paulie's an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Paulie has agreed that his sister will go on this date that she has no idea about.
Right.
Rocky
he's wrong.
he's wrong. Rocky shows up at the house. Adrian and Paulie get into an argument, at which point Paulie, she's like, well, I have the turkey. He's like, the turkey. He goes into the oven, takes the turkey out, throws it out of the window.
Yeah, no, opens the door, throws it out. You want the bird? Go
get the bird, right? Go get the bird. Okay. So this turkey that she's taking all this time, she went and bought, she's preparing it for Thanksgiving dinner. He throws it out the window. That's traumatizing and wrong and on all types of level. But she runs into the back room, whatever. Rock goes up, he tries to talk to her. Yo, Adrian, I just want to know if you want to go out here, whatever. She's mad at Paulie. She comes out dressed to go on this date that she had no idea was planned for her.
But, you know, and she'd rather do that, though, than hang out at home with her brother.
Well, yeah, and obviously he just threw the turkey out the door.
Yeah, Paulie got a little problem there.
Yeah, he's got a little anger problem.
Food.
Okay. Let's get past that. So they go out on this date, whatever, they go to the ice skating rink. He pays for the guy to give him 10 minutes on the ice, whatever, right?
Now, wait, you can't just whatever. That's a very funny scene where he goes, he's like trying to negotiate.
Yeah, he goes
deal.
10 minutes.
It goes to 10 bucks. And then he finally gives it to him.
He says, oh, all right, $10. He's like, yo, come on. What does he say? $5?
He's like, I'll the ice to yourself. He's like, come on, it's Thanksgiving Eve. I'm out of here. Or it's Thanksgiving, and he's like, all right, get her the blades.
No, but you got the negotiation.
Yeah, it's 10-10. I think it's $10. I don't think Rock gets anything.
No, this is the thing. Rock starts off as like, hey, yo, how about $5? The guy goes, 10 minutes, $10. He's like, hey, yo, come on, it's Thanksgiving. Oh, $8. The guy's like, 10 minutes, $10. Oh, this guy.
Yeah, okay. Man, Rocky broke, man. He's struggling. He's a struggling boxer.
So he pays the guy $10. They get to get on the ice. Paulie says she likes to do this. You see her on the ice. It looks like she's never been on the ice before.
Oh, she it does. It next to him, he looks like a goddamn.
Well, he doesn't even have on. He doesn't even have on blades. He's walking in his shoes on the ice, and he's holding her, and she's kind of stumbling along. Whatever. Completely.
But then
fine.
You learn about her shyness and how her mom said she doesn't have much looks or whatever.
Yes. Use your brain,
develop her brain.
Which is all types of messed up for her mom.
Right. So both these people are really kind of fucked up in the head.
Her mom says to her, you don't have a body, so make sure you use your brain. Yeah. He's like, yo, they told me the opposite. You don't have a brain, so you better use your body, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Good advice. Good advice.
Fine. It's fine. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty is this. They leave the ice skating rink. They're walking along. He takes
all right, so I have the scene right here. It's set up right to this moment.
Okay.
All right. You want to play it? So I don't want to hear. Oh, go ahead. You can tell your version. Let's hear.
Tell my version. My version is the accurate. Okay. My version is he takes her to his place, at which point he invites her in. She says, no, I got to go. He's like, oh, no,
all right, well, let's not ruin it. Let's just play it so then people can hear it because then we could pause.
Is it going to be visual or just audio?
No, we're going audio. So if you want to hear it. All right. Yeah. It's fun on the YouTube, but it's a podcast. Audio always gets the first. So if every because like when I did the thing with the Burr last week, and I put the clip of Bill Burr, like the one I did on the audio sounds slightly better because it's like the actual MP3 that I took from the past.
Sounds good.
But anyway,
Okay.
okay. So make sure you get here. Here we go. Tell me how it
Some
sounds.
people are very shy by nature, you know.
I suppose.
I say you're very shy by nature, you know.
I suppose.
Hey, the bum from the dark.
All right, so
Get a
somebody
job,
just
you
walked.
bum.
Someone just walked by them.
You know, some people think that being shy is a disease, you know, but it don't bother me none, you know.
See,
Don't bother me either.
all right.
Why'd I bother bringing it up, huh? Because I'm dumb, that's why. I think we make a real sharp couple of
Low
coconuts. I'm dumb,
self-esteem.
you shy. What do you think, huh?
Couple,
I don't understand why anybody would want to be a fighter.
Hey, you gotta be a moron. You gotta be a moron to want to be a fighter, you know what I mean? It's a racket where you're almost guaranteed to end up a bum.
I don't think you're a bum.
Well, I'm at least half a bum, you know? But I'll tell you something. Worst thing about fighting is the morning after.
They're outside his place, I think.
I'll tell you. Yeah, the morning after a fight, you're nothing but like a large wound. You know what I mean? Sometimes I got pains all over me. I feel like calling a taxi to take me from the bed into the bathroom. You know what I mean? Your hair hurts, your eyes hurt, your face is all busted up, your hands are swollen. You know, look at this.
A very Italian thing. They constantly ask you the question.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
You know, huh? You know what I mean? What are you, an asshole?
All right, so just for the audience, Sal started a little earlier, but it's
well,
okay.
I thought,
we're gonna get
this
to
is about they're about to get in right here.
Okay.
Because I want the whole scene, you know.
Well, no, and it's also I think it lays down some foundation of like the conversation, right? The rapport, right? And how she responds. So, all right, let's get it.
I mean, there's no problem you have yet on this date, do you?
Nah, not yet. Well, I mean, the fact that they're on a date that she didn't know that she was going to be going on.
Oh, that's Paulie, you know.
Yeah,
all right,
but that's still wrong.
But he did. Talked her out. You know, he talked her, and talked her out of the room.
He talked to her through the door after her brother had taken the turkey and thrown it out the window. But okay, go ahead.
It was an awkward situation.
Like, and he kept calling her loser. He's like, you get out. You're 30 years old. You're a loser. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go on. You're a loser.
Paulie's tough, man. He's tough brother.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
64 fights. Look at that nose. See that nose? That nose ain't never been broken. 64 fights.
Foreshadowing. It will be broken.
I had guys chewing on it, twisting it, punching it. I mean, whack, boom. These guys are hitting my nose all the time. Never broke. I'm very proud of that. Not rare. That's rare.
Why do you do it if it hurts?
Why you think?
Go back a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Hey, you want to come inside?
No, I gotta go.
Hey, come on. Hey, I got some animals. I got these very rare animals inside. Come on. Come on in.
No, I gotta go.
Well, I gotta go too. I gotta go to the bathroom. Come on. Come on.
No, I gotta go.
Hey, look at his face. Is that a face you can trust or what? Huh? Is it? You gotta stick this face on a stamp. What do you think? Huh? Come on.
Humor.
Come on in.
And then he just walks away. All right.
Pause. Just for the record. He leaves the ice skating rink. They're walking along. He's walked her to his apartment. He's invited her. The conversation has been minimal at best, right? A couple questions here and there, whatever. He gets her to his apartment. He invites her in. She goes, "No, I gotta go." Once. "No, come on in. Look at his face. This is the face you can't. Look at that nose." Yeah, "No, I gotta go." "Yeah, I gotta go too. I gotta go to the bathroom." He's not taking it serious. That's twice. "Come on in." "No, I gotta go." So she said no 3 times at his apartment before going inside. And what people can't see is that when she says, "No, I got to go," that last time, he says, "Yo, come on in. It'll be okay." And all you see is his hand come out and holding the door open. You don't even see him. At this point, his body's in the building. All you see is his hand coming out, holding the door open. She goes inside. All right, go ahead.
Well, you're right.
Okay.
I mean, Rocky's not the smoothest.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay. Now they're inside.
There's the door. They just opened the door. Yeah. She's still thinking about it. Now she goes up the stairs.
Okay.
What's he loving music?
Set the tone if you want to. But, all right.
So now they go into the apartment.
First thing he does is, it's hot.
Yo, Adrian, you hungry?
Oh, yeah, so she's hungry. That's the
Okay.
I
first
got some
thing.
things in there. I got, if you like soda, some donuts or something.
Donuts.
Cupcakes.
Soda,
Huh?
soda and donuts and cupcakes. He's like
Yeah,
an
get some
8-year-old
chocolate
boy.
right now.
He's like an
No?
abandoned 8-year-old boy.
It's funny. All right, here he goes. Takes off his sweater.
Takes up his
Hot
hot
in
out
here, you
there.
know?
It's hot in here. So now he's in the tank top. He's coming. He's taking off
I go for
clothes
some music.
within a minute of being in the
Setting
place.
the mood. Setting the mood. Playing some
Yeah.
music.
Play some music.
Yo,
She's
Adrian.
still near the door with all her
These are
clothes.
the
her
exotic
jacket.
animals I was telling you about. These are my friends, Cuff and Link.
Yeah, I know.
I sold them to
you.
Sure, I know you sold them to me. Remember you
See,
were
they've
working
been
at
around
that
for a
pet
while.
shop, huh? First day you was there and I came in and bought both these animals, huh? Sure, I remember that. I came in, I bought this bowl, and I bought the animals themselves, the food, the marbles that go on the bottom there. Remember in the mountain? Remember that mountain? I had to get rid of that mountain though, because they kept falling over and flipping. You know what I mean?
All right, we're halfway through the scene.
Yo, why don't you
Okay.
come on over here and sit down?
Now he's hold up. Let me set the scene.
It's a nice couch. I don't know.
Okay, at this point he's sitting on the couch. He's hold up. Pause
There's
it.
big bugs.
Pause it. He has now, after she said no 3 times, and she's coming to his place, and she was contemplating going up the stairs. She's finally inside his apartment at this point. She's fully dressed. Right. He walks in, offers her some food, donuts and cupcakes and soda. What are they?
What a
are they-
gentleman. He's
right?
broke.
Whatever. Offers
all
his
he
donuts
had.
and cupcakes, right? Proceeded to take off his top shirt and his sweater because it's hot in here.
hot,
Now he's in
yeah.
his tank top. Talks about some turtles or whatever. She's like, yeah, I know, I sold them to you. Now he's sitting on the couch in his tank top with his arm up after wanting to put on some music. She, for the audience who can't see this, she's still standing in the middle of the room, fully dressed. She hasn't gotten comfortable. She hasn't relaxed. She's fully dressed.
Now we're gonna also learn though how much, like right now, she's gonna talk more about, she's how shy she is and how, you know what I mean? Like this is all new to her.
Okay. Yes, she's gonna. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Here we go.
Right.
Ready?
There's big bugs in there, you know. It's safer over here. You want to sit down?
But she's laughing.
These your parents?
Yeah, that's both of them there.
Is this you?
Yeah, that's me when I was 8 years
The
old. That's the
Italian
Italian
stallion.
stallion when he was a baby.
When he's a baby.
8 years old. He's a baby.
Why don't you come on over and make yourself comfortable, relax.
Now here we go. I need to call my brother first.
I like
Do you have
this
a
joke.
phone?
You have a
No,
phone?
I ain't got no phone. I had a
You
pull,
have a
'cause people
phone?
calling all the time, and who needs the aggravation, right? Interruptions. Who'd you want to call?
His shirt's got a
I want to let
hole
my
in it.
brother know where I am.
She was to call and let her brother know
Why?
where she is.
I think he might be worried.
Well, I'll call your brother. If that's the problem.
Now he proceeds to go over to a window, folks.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's
He's yelling-
with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
He just proceeded to yell out a window because he doesn't have a phone.
It's funny.
he-
Well,
he
look,
didn't take-
Paulie, here's the thing though. She's scared because it's all new, but Paulie doesn't care about her. You know what I mean?
It's not even about Paulie. I'm not even worried about Paulie. I'm talking about Adrian. Go ahead, let it play.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
well,
let
let's play. Let's play. Let's see.
Now, listen to what she says now. Listen to what she says.
All right.
What's the matter? You don't like the room, do you?
It's fine.
Well, it's only temporary, you know.
It's not that.
It's not that. It's not the room.
She's
What's
a
the
virgin.
problem? You don't like me? You don't like the turtles? What's the problem?
I don't think I belong here.
It's okay.
I don't think I belong here. It's okay.
I don't belong here.
I don't belong here.
Well, you know, it's okay, because you're my guest, you know.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know you well enough. I've never been in a man's apartment alone.
Well, they're all the same, you know.
All right. And now she's
I'm
going
not
to
sure
try
I
to
know you
leave.
well enough.
I don't know you well enough. She says it
I don't feel
4
comfortable.
times. I got to go.
Yo, Adrian, you know, I ain't so comfortable either.
Really?
I should go.
Don't go,
go.
please.
She
Don't
definitely
go.
is. Oh, now this part. Okay.
Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out.
All right, this
All
part's
right, pause it. She's already said, I gotta go. I don't know you well enough. I'm not comfortable. right? I never been in a situation before in a man's apartment by myself, right? I don't know you well enough. I gotta go. I'm uncomfortable, dude. Just the audio is way worse than the visual because she's like,
you
I
can
gotta
imagine
go.
whatever you want, right?
Yeah, exactly. I gotta
True.
go. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. Now at this scene, folks, the point where she's like, no, I gotta go. She has proceeded to walk toward the door. She's never left that spot that she stood in the middle of the room where she was fully
Well,
dressed.
no, she did. No,
Well, she
see,
walked
she
over
walked
to the
over, checked out
she
his
walked over to the
pictures.
mirror to look at the picture of his mom and his dad and him, and then she walked back to her spot, to her mark. Right? She's at that spot. At this point, she is now proceeded to walk toward the door. The only thing that doesn't make it even worse is that she never gets a chance to open the door. Had she opened the door and then he put his hand on it and closed it, then that would have been real bad. But he wasn't able to do that.
Right. So at this point, he kind of, and this is definitely a wrong
so,
move by the stallion.
Well, hold up. So at this point now, he's proceeded. He's got his hand on the door, and he's got his hand against the wall, and she is in the corner. She's in the corner. And then go ahead. You can let it play.
And this is the love scene, and this is the kiss scene.
This is, yo, he has her trapped in a corner.
But see, here's the thing too, though, because yeah, this part's kind of messed up. But I feel like with her, like she's so off, you know what I mean? That like how shy she is. Like it's not she's scared that he's a threat. It's a scared because it's also new and weird to her. Like she knows he's not a threat. She's known him for years. Okay. You know what I mean?
She's known of him for years.
No, he comes in all the time. They all know him. The boss knows him.
She knows of him, but she doesn't know him. She just said it. I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. She said it herself. I don't know you well enough. I'm telling you now.
Pushes it a little too hard here.
Hold up. I'll say this: if you had a daughter who is in this situation and she's shy and she's in a guy's apartment, even if she's shy and she's not experienced and she doesn't know, that still doesn't give him the right to try to pull her out of that shyness. If he wants to get to know her better, then he has to do it over time.
But she's like, but see, that's the point. It's set up like he has been doing this over time. And she's like 35. She's not some like 16-year-old girl.
It doesn't matter how old she is. It's about her life experiences.
But my point is that shows how that shyness has her like crippled.
I get it. I get it.
Because they live happily ever after, Reg.
Well, the point being is that in this situation, yeah, it worked out that way, right? Because this is the story. They could easily take it however they want to. But what I'm saying is, what kind of precedence does it set, right? Because here's a situation where a woman has said no 3 times to going into a guy's apartment. She's now she's in the apartment and she's saying, I don't know you well enough. I'm not comfortable. I don't know you well enough. I don't know you well enough. I don't know you well enough. I gotta go. Can I call my brother? He's worried about me. I want to let him know where I am, basically, right? She has basically said to this guy, I shouldn't be here in all types of ways. And all he's saying is, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What I'm saying is that it sends the message that no doesn't mean no.
Right.
No.
Well, that's
eventually yes, if you keep pushing hard.
If you keep pushing it. True. I mean, that's why you need women representation in the writer's room and in other things. And this was 1976. So he wrote it, in the 70s. But you're right. This is definitely not a good look for The Rock.
Hold up. And remind me to tell you this part, because I talked to 2 of my guy friends. I talked to 2 of my guy friends that have daughters, and I talked to one woman, and then I talked to one guy who doesn't have any kids. And then I'm gonna tell you what their responses were when we talked about this scene. All right. So
when you rewatch it and then you count off how many times she says no and stuff, then there's not much to debate.
I'm gonna tell you what they said at the end of the scene. But here we go.
Also his his intentions are supposed good. Like she's not frightened of him. And that's something that's been built up throughout the movie.
She's uncomfortable with the situation.
Of the situation, right.
But so now, just so people know, he's got her trapped in a corner now. He's got his hand on the
2 minutes left. 2 minutes left.
He's got her trapped in a corner.
He's got her in the corner. She has her hat and glasses on.
And this is after she said, I gotta go. I don't know you well enough. This is what he says.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And mind you, folks, he's a boxer. He's bigger than her. He's stronger than her. He has a profession where he's aggressive. And he's not very bright.
Do me a favor.
What?
Take off these glasses. Get nice eyes, Do me another favor.
That hat she's wearing. It was so funny how goofy she looked.
Yeah.
This was the first time you see her like looking normal.
I always knew you was pretty.
And then he goes, "I want to kiss you."
Tease me.
See, like that shows how messed up she is. He just said you're pretty, and she thinks it's tease because she's never heard that.
Yeah.
She's almost like
kiss
someone who's a kidnapped victim.
I want to kiss you. Exactly. I want to kiss
me back if you don't want.
Oh, that's a little creepy.
I want to kiss you.
I want to kiss you. You don't have to kiss me back if you don't want to, but I want to kiss you.
What is that?
And then he kisses her on the cheek first.
No, obviously he's never been kissed before.
Right. You can kill it now, because then.
Well, no, don't you want to watch them make out?
No.
What did she say? And
She
then
didn't say
she's
anything
okay
else.
with it, and now she goes in for the kiss.
Right.
And now they live happily ever after.
Right, and this is Hollywood, because any woman in that situation will probably be like, I've already expressed that I don't want to be here. I don't know you well enough, and now I'm trapped in a corner, and you tell me you want to kiss me, and if I don't want to kiss you back, that's okay.
Slide down to the floor and
No.
hook up in his dirty apartment.
His apartment is filthy. You can kill it. So I'm watching that scene, right? I'm watching that scene, and there's a number of things about this movie, but I'm watching that scene, and I go, wait, what the hell? I go, she said no to going inside. He took her to she was on a date that she did not agree to. Somebody else agreed to. She's on it. He then takes her to his apartment. She says no 3 times to go inside. She finally goes in because the guy won't take no for an answer. She's inside. He comes in. He offers her some donuts and cupcakes and soda. And then he proceeds to take his shirt off, and he now is in his tank top. And he's talking about turtles or whatever. He sits on the couch. Come over here and sit down. You want to come sit down? It's, there's bugs over there. It's scary over there. Come sit over here. She's like, nah. She looks at the picture. That's you. She's trying to have a conversation. That's your family. That's your parents. That's you. Yeah, that's me. Yo, come over here and sit down. Nah, you got a phone? I got to call my brother. Why? Because I need to let him know where I am. He's worried about me. Oh, I'll tell him, hey, yo, she's with me. Like, he yells out the window, right?
It's a funny gag.
Dude, she proceeds to say that I can't. She goes, I gotta go. I don't know you well enough. I'm not comfortable. I gotta go. Then he traps her in a corner. What I'm saying is that this is not necessarily a scene. This is not how you want this to play out, right? Like,
right.
As a woman, you probably feel like threatened. This dude got you trapped in a corner, but now it's Hollywood, and so they make the scene however it is. And he has her trapped in a corner, and then he goes, "I knew you were pretty under there. Don't tease me. No, you are. Yo, I want to kiss you. You ain't got to kiss me back if you don't want to." The fuck? What? I don't think
I'm coming in.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have. So I'm doing this thing. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'm doing this thing in essence. Right. There's no defense for this. So here we go. Now, just to break it down, I talked to 3 dudes. I talked to 2 dudes and 1 woman and a guy, 2 guys with daughters, 1 woman, and then 1 guy without a kid. And of those guys, one of them is very popular, very well-known, right, performer. The other guy is a top rank, an attorney who's very smart, well-educated. The other person, the female, is a woman, whatever. And the other guy is a guy I work with. The first guy, I break this scene down for him. We talk about it. And he goes, yo, bro, that's kind of rapey. Right? That was his response. Yo, that's kind of rapey. I was like, yo, it's crazy. I talked to the second guy about the same thing. He has a daughter who's 15. Without influencing anything, he then goes, yo, man, that's kind of rapey. Right? That's a little weird, right? I talk to the woman. I break it down, right? Exactly how I've done with you, everything she says. And the woman says, that's kind of rapey. That's a little rapey, right? That's a little rapey. The guy who doesn't have a kid, right? The guy who doesn't have a kid, I tell him this whole thing and he goes, come on, man, it's 1976. That's his response to this whole scene, is that it's 1976. It's almost as if he was saying, come on, dude, in 1976, rape was legal. Rape was okay in 1976. It's okay, right? Like, it's not a big deal. It's a movie. And then I'm like, nah, man, you got to understand how these things influence people, right? What kind of effect they have on their audience. Because what it does is, it's a popular movie. It's emotionally driven. It won the Oscar, right? It's a in all intents and purposes, it's a decent movie. It's a good movie in a lot of ways, but you got to look at the messages that they send and the impact that those messages have on its audience. If you are a young person watching this film and you see this guy talking to this woman that he barely knows or that he's known in passing, who's an associate at best, they're on their first date. And she said on numerous occasions, I don't know you well enough. I got to go. I can't go. I can't do this. No. It sends a message that no doesn't mean no. No just means yes if you keep pushing hard enough, right? That was my issue with it. With that,
I mean, we're both like, I mean, I was a big fan and I grew up watching it, but I didn't, I didn't feel like I need to be some rapey guy.
Well, yeah, but remember, you came in at Rocky 4. Right? You didn't come in. I'm talking about the guys who are of age, who are younger, right? Who are
especially when it came out the first time.
Yeah, that's who are of age and who are kind of, maybe it's like, yeah, girls are shy. No, I seen it. All you gotta do with a shy girl, you just kind of keep pushing. You just push a little bit. You just keep pushing. They'll come along. And
I mean, it's definitely a poorly written scene.
It's a poorly written scene. Okay, so now this is the other one. This is the other issue with Rocky.
So, yeah, what's your other problem with it now? All right, right. You come in here trying to pull down one of my heroes.
Hey, man. Look, I'm gonna break it down for you like this, bro.
Hey, wait, hold on. Did you see this? Let me get this video up to show you real quick.
Right.
What is going on? Basic.
Reg is too analytical. Reg, why are you so analytical? Just watching, enjoy the movie.
Nah, man, I gotta.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Oh boy.
There's me running up the steps in Philly. First thing I did when I got there, you gotta take me to the steps.
Of course. Bill Burr. Remember, Bill Burr has a whole thing about Philly. About Philly having, he's like Joe Frazier's from Philly, but you won't put a statue of him up because he's black, but you put up a statue of a fictional character that's not real in Rocky, right? So this is my issue with Rocky. And there's a lot of films. This happened with a lot of films around this time period, right? So what happens is we're coming out of the 50s and the 60s. You're coming out of the civil rights movement, right? Of the 50s and the 60s, right? Mostly the 60s, where you have black people who are disenfranchised, who have a voice, who are saying, look, change must happen. We need to do something. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they're both killed. A lot of black people feel disenfranchised. Black Power movement is, at its peak, right? White men are feeling like, hey, it's not fair. Like, I feel disenfranchised. So what they did was they started to make these movies that flip the script, meaning all of a sudden now it's not about the black guy who's struggling in a system that's trying to oppress him or hold him down, right? Now it's about a white guy who's at the bottom, who's trying to work his way up. Right. And the guy at the top is a black
guy. Yeah.
Is a black dude who's strong, who's powerful in a lot of ways. He's a boxer, right? He's a boxer, so he has physical strength and he looks strong, but then he also has a lot of money and power and status, right? Which is basically what white guys had at that time compared to black guys. So now you got this white guy who's trying to make his way, clawing his way up to the top, pulling himself up by his bootstraps, who gets this opportunity to go at the guy. And then he goes toe to toe with this dude. This dude is fighting in clubs and he goes toe to toe with this dude, right? So it's this idea of the disenfranchised white guy, like, we struggle too, and it's hard for us, and we're trying to get over the top. And who's at the top? That's the obstacle. It's a black guy that's trying to keep us from getting to where we need to be, right? So it's a whole different, there's a whole study about the films that came out after.
What's some other examples?
Oh, as far as film?
Because here's the one problem with this movie. This movie was based off of real life. This movie was based off the Muhammad Ali Chuck Wepner fight.
Well, I was gonna say, and they made Carl Weathers. He was very similar to Muhammad Ali when you look at some of the mannerisms.
I mean, that's the story. Stallone saw the fight.
Okay.
I think he was there in attendance maybe, or watched it, but he watched the fight and then they saw how far Wepner went with this guy. He went just short of the 15 rounds. He actually didn't go the full 15. And there's another great movie called Chuck, I think, and it's just about this guy's story, Chuck Wepner.
Okay.
And how he got to this point with Muhammad Ali, how he met Stallone, how he was supposed to be in Rocky 2, and he fucked it up because of drugs and shit. He fucked up the audition. But Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I see what you mean. So I'm curious of what other films during that time period, because this definitely fits that. But he wrote this in like 3 days after seeing this nobody go up against
Right.
the great Muhammad Ali.
And I take nothing away from the inspiration, right? I'm not taking anything away from the inspiration. The inspiration is that it's based on a true story. I'm just talking about the way that it was, the way, like what it represented at the time. Now, timing of it is whatever it is, but people smarter than me who do all this stuff, they've taken this film and several others that I can't remember all of them right now. I want to say there's man, I got to look it up. I should have looked it
I mean,
up.
I know
But,
nowadays there's more definitely like that white savior thing where everybody,
oh
Greg
yeah,
Edwards always hates those movies.
oh yeah,
But there's tons of those.
yeah, it's
out.
like the white people come in to save, the black school, the black basketball
Right.
team, the black, even they even
Right.
had like swimmers, whatever. Um, but it was this idea that white guys felt disenfranchised, and so they were like, "Yo, we can flip the script." Now, if they would have made Rocky, if he wants to switch it and make instead of making Apollo Creed black, if he'd have made him a white guy, I don't think anybody cares, right? But
I mean, especially in the 70s, black versus white, that's
exactly,
big, dude. I mean,
and
that was the whole thing with the 80s basketball, the Celtics Lakers.
yeah, 80s. black and white were doing this, right? Like
Yeah.
that was the whole thing.
That was good. That was good ratings.
Yeah, that was good ratings. I mean, Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird for the national championship game in college, Michigan State against Indiana State, is still the most watched college
game ever.
college game ever, because it was the black dude from Michigan, and they called him the Hick from French Lick, the white guy from Indiana State, right? Black against white, right? On the biggest stage at that time. So yeah, I get it, right?
You ever
white
you
people were
see?
still winning.
Have you watched Winning Time?
The Lakers joint?
Yeah,
Yeah. I saw that. It was really good.
I haven't watched all of it.
It's great.
It's fine. I've been watching it so slow, but I just finished the episode where he first plays Larry Bird, and that guy who plays Larry Bird is awesome.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's like
good.
he's like dipping and stuff, and that's how Bird was. Like he was a total dick to Magic in the beginning, and and Magic was just so nice, and the competitiveness is, and then they became good friends once they did I believe a commercial together for Converse.
Yeah. No, it was good. I mean, but you understand, Larry Bird wasn't necessarily a dick. Larry Bird was just he was kind of shut off, right? Because remember, he went to Indiana first and then he left, right? He wanted to play for Bobby Knight because of whatever. And Larry Bird had a lot of personal stuff going on. Larry Bird's father committed suicide when he was a kid,
wow.
Right. So
wow.
so he's shut off in a lot of ways, right? Like,
oh wow.
Right. So he's not available in some ways. Just emotionally, but yeah, I get it, man. The 70s was wrought with black, whites, and then you get into the 80s. But look, even when black people may have won the game, right, white people still won if we won the battle, they were still winning the war. Right.
Right.
It's like, yeah, oh yeah, this black guy beat that white guy on that basketball team, but both teams are owned by white dudes.
Right.
Who wins in the end? The white
and
guy
it's
wins.
crazy, like the white guy goes to one of the more racist towns, and then it's just the craziest rivalry between the two of them.
Yes. So it was just it's just looking back at that film and looking at that 1976 film and just kind of seeing that whole thing with the woman, and then knowing some of the undertones of the film, right? Like there's a whole thing about the switch between the power of the employees, right? Like the strength of the union and the guy at the bottom of the company who actually does the work, right? There used to be a lot of respect for the guy who was on the assembly line, the worker who got up early, went to work, worked hard, put in long days. There was a lot of respect for that guy. And then not very much respect for the people at the top. But at some point they wanted to switch it. So all of a sudden it wasn't about the guy on the assembly line who does the thing, who puts in the effort every day. It became about the few at the top who wield the power, but don't do the work per se. Right. And so that's when the emphasis changed from blue collar workers being important, the strength of America, to like, no, now it's about everybody needs to be an executive. Everyone wants to be at the top. The few at the top are way more important than the people at the bottom who do the thing. And then that's when the system becomes lopsided. But what they did was one of the things that they use, one of the ways that they use to show this, because it became about the worker being lazy, right? The worker at the bottom is not a hard worker. He's lazy. He doesn't do anything. He goes to work. He's getting a check for nothing, right? The union is protecting the guy who doesn't do a thing. And one of the shows that was key to this, right, and implementing this idea was The Simpsons. Because Homer Simpson goes to work, and what does he do? You always see him sitting there. He just has to push a button, and he never does it. Like he never does his job. They were talking. Simpsons is one of them. There's a whole thing about.
Wait. This guy coming in ripping on my two heroes, Rocky and Homer. Now hold on. Now
it's not Homer's fault, man. He was created by somebody. Wait.
Homer is in a union. Homer becomes the union leader in the best Simpsons episode ever.
Right. But does he do his job? Does he do his job well? Does he value his job? Does he appreciate his job?
He appreciates it. He gets fired every other week.
Look, I'm just telling you what I've.
I mean, the union is important. That they fight. I mean, I don't get this union thing because the enemy is Mr. Burns. He owns a nuclear power plant. That's the most evil thing. So it's always the worker man they root for in The Simpsons.
Yes, it is to some degree, but it's also like this image of the guy who doesn't do his job, right? They've done a good job of showing Mr. Burns as being evil, but also they people think the employer at the employer of not being
if people think all blue collar American workers are lazy bums because of Homer Simpson, they're fucking idiots.
No. I'm not saying because of Homer Simpson. I'm saying that was like one of the images that was portrayed that kind of fed into this ideology that, the guy at the bottom, because everyone, if you think about it, the Republicans, for the most part, they're always trying to get rid of the unions, right? They want to get rid of unions, right? But unions were invented to protect workers because workers didn't have rights. They were working people to death, people dying on the job, losing limbs. They had no protection. So why would you want to get, so then there was this idea that it's like, okay, well, now the unions are in to protect these people, but now they're protecting these people who don't even do the job. Right. They don't, they're getting
it's the same thing with like welfare and everything. It's like, we're going to find these one little group and these people are bad and they're doing it and taking advantage and they're not, and it's like, you're fucking negating the whole system of how it helps the majority of people.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. And people who are in need, and it's just, but you're right. It's all about turning the view on it. That makes sense.
It's turning the view,
and that's how you get people to vote for your thing.
Yep. And that's how you get people. That's how you get people who are in unions that have protections turning against their union. It's like, you understand, like, it's the people who voted against their own best interests, right?
Right.
Like, they become one issue voters. They vote against abortion or they vote against whatever else. But then the people that they're voting for are the same people who are taking the factory out of their community or their town. And then they complain like, there are no jobs here because everything got shipped overseas. Well, who made those decisions? Who did you put in? Who did you put in office? Did you look at all? Did you look at all the things that were on the ballot to vote for?
Right.
No, you just looked at one thing because they appeal to your religious sensibility. So now you're voting for one thing, but you're voting entirely against your own best interests and other things, right?
So it happens every 4 years.
Dude, it's so annoying to like live in this system and watch
it's
play out
annoying
over and over again.
When it's annoying that people who aren't as smart as you have the same equal vote.
God damn. I swear to you, you're right. There are some people that you go, this motherfucker gets the right to vote. His vote means the same thing as mine, and he hasn't read shit. He ain't looked at anything.
Our votes, specifically our votes, don't mean as much as the rest of the country because we're in California and we had the popular vote pushed us over the top, and it doesn't fucking matter because of this outdated electoral, college system. Yeah. So whatever. All right. So you want to talk about this rapper that passed away?
Oh man, I was gonna say I'm about to get into another thing, but okay, we can go there. Oh wait, actually, let me just say this. All right, so I had this encounter with this guy that I just see him in passing on a regular basis.
What does that mean? Like some
just means
Craigslist, please meet me here at the corner.
Casual encounters. Casual encounters,
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Like-
What you know about that, Sal?
There's a funny Simpsons, speaking of the great Homer, and
Yeah.
he's like looking for his soulmate, and he looks he's like, and it's not, he's worried it's not
So
Marge, and he looks
Marge
in
is
the
in his
paper.
soulmate. Yeah.
Yeah, he's worried it's not, because he had this whole vision after eating some insanity peppers. So he's looking in the newspaper and he sees this GBM. And he goes, hello, GBM, gay black man, right? So he goes,
okay,
yeah, hi, GBM. It says you're looking to be a soulmate. Like, I like walking on beaches and stuff. And no, I don't like that. No, it's not that I'm afraid. No, I don't like that either. All right, I'm hanging up now.
That's funny. I never seen that. That's funny.
Oh, it's a good one. Johnny Cash is in that one.
Okay. So when I say I see this guy in passing, usually when I go to lunch, he's like a security guard at
A different spot. Okay.
Yeah. So when I walk through, I see him. He just had a kid recently. And so I always like, yo, man, how's your daughter? Like, how's the baby? He's like, oh, she's good. He's like, hey, are you in the union? I go, yeah. And he goes, you have to do what they tell you to do? I go, well, not if it goes against my moral code or my moral standings, right? Like, no, I don't. They don't have full control over me, right? We go into this other thing, and then he goes, all right, well, I'm telling you, like, they're controlling us. They're trying to control us, right?
So wait a minute. How is he in the same union?
No, he's not in union.
Oh.
He's a security guard, right? He's a security guard. He's a security guard. No, he's a security guard, but he also works at one of the other stores. Like, he does double duty. He's a Jamaican dude who just had a kid. Like, I think he's an immigrant, whatever. Like, he's trying to make his way. But he starts talking to me about the control that they're going to have over us, that they can put drones, they control the weather with climate change. Like, they can send drones up into the clouds and electrocute the clouds to make it rain when they want to, the floods and the droughts, right? They have control over it. And then he starts to get into they want to get away from combustion engines, because he's like, they knew that the pollution was going to have an impact on the weather. He's like, and that's why they let it happen, because they want to have everybody in electric vehicles, because if you're in an electric vehicle, then they can hack into it, and if you're trying to get away, then they can just stop your vehicle. Like, he goes,
what the fuck, dude?
Hold up, dude. He's going deeper and deeper and deeper, right? And I say to him, I go, well, hey man, so where do you get your information from? Because I'd love to just be able to read and see what's going on. Like I don't judge him in that moment. I just listen to him and I go, oh, okay. All right. Wow. That's really, I didn't know that. I never thought about that. Right. And I go, can you tell me your sources of information? And he goes, the Bible, bro. I swear to God. He goes, the Bible. Right. And I go, really? He goes, yeah, it's all right there. It's all right there, bro. You just got to read it. Right. He goes, it was all said. It's all been there, proven. And then he goes on, he goes, why else would Barack legalize gay marriage? Now, look, I don't have anything against them. They can do whatever they want to, but why make it a law when it goes against the creator's law?
Jesus.
Right? That's why they have control, and that's why they're trying to do this and do that. And he just goes on, right? So,
see, man, that's the problem with fucking religion, especially like Christianity, when they getting into all these people's heads.
Yeah, but you can't
say
country. You can't say that's a problem with religion, because it's not necessarily religion. This is the dude doing his own deep dive. But then he goes, bro. And I go, all right, man, well, I got to get going because I got a short period of time. But I go, thanks for the information. I'll keep that in mind. And he goes, yeah, man, it's all right there. That's why I do deep dive. That's why I do a deep dive into the Bible, because all the answers are there for everything that's going on, man. I'm telling you, this is going to happen. Everything's going to happen, right? Dude, I get back to work. I say to my coworkers, I go, hey, what is it about the Bible that makes people so crazy, right? And one guy goes, and it's the same guy who didn't have a kid, who was like, yo, it's 1976. This guy goes, well, the Bible helps some people. And I said, yeah, I never said the Bible doesn't help people. I think the Bible actually has helped a lot of people find direction, find community, right? Find some rules to live by. If you just take the 10 commandments and take out a couple of them, I mean, that's a good life. Don't steal, don't kill, don't lie, don't cheat. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of good things in there. And then he goes on, he's like, that's the thing, is that people take things out of context, just like with the Constitution, the Second Amendment. They're trying to take away our guns, and then boom.
Guns isn't even in the Second Amendment. It's fucking militias.
Right.
It's arms, bare arms with a militia.
So he's like, he goes, but that's, that's how the country is. They're just trying to take everything away. They're trying to, in essence, take away our guns. And
But
so
see,
I
this
was
is the
like,
thing. They boil this thing up on the common enemy is the government, the country, and you got to get these outliers like fucking Trump. They're the ones who could run the country then, and that's how you get these people to fucking believe this bullshit.
dude, this dude is so in on guns, bro. I said, look, man, I'm not against anybody having a gun if you want to have a gun. I just don't think that people need to have like high caliber, semi-automatic war style, you know what I mean? Like war guns. Like, yeah. So then I go, well, hey, all right, if the Constitution says you have the right to bear arms, and he starts talking about, well, at that time that was the technology. I was like, well, people don't need to have this stuff. And he's like, well, at that time they made those rules based on the technology. And I go, look, if people want to have musket guns and have single round shooters, fine, right? Like, let them have the highest technology of that time when it was written. I was like, because the forefathers, there was no way that they could know what was coming down the line. Right,
Right, dude. You got to learn to evolve in society. If they weren't musket fucking mass shootings, all right, people were going around their muskets mass shooting. Hold on, get the hell out of here. Like, people are dying. You kill 60 people in fucking 30 seconds. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. It's like by the time you load up your second, the other guy's loaded up his musket.
Well, there's a time. Exactly. You got to evolve, people. Evolve. And in the Bible, here's another thing. That's what I hate about something like the Bible is the Leviticus, the second book, one of the oldest books. So some homophobe from like 2,500 years ago wrote about anti-gay shit, right. And then this book don't even talk about dinosaurs, like, because they don't even know about them. The creator knows everything, but they don't know about damn dinosaurs. Get out of here.
Exactly. But then you have people who are like, dinosaurs
says everything real. Yeah
dinosaurs aren't real. You mean those bones that they find and build? Yeah. It's all fabricated,
bro. Bill Hicks had a joke about that. A guy come in and he's like, well, the God put those there to test us. He goes, I think you're fucking testing me right now, bro.
Exactly. Just like, they didn't land on the moon. That was all done in the studio.
Freaking people, man. I'm dealing with it all the
Holocaust. The Holocaust wasn't real. Like, that was all made up. They did that in Hollywood.
I'm taking that clip, bro, and I'm going to put it everywhere now. You consider yourself canceled.
Yeah, really. So, all right, well, let's get on. Let's move on to this next thing. So it was just kind of crazy.
Reggie got us going forever. Yeah, so wrap it up. So Reggie and I, this rapper got killed recently in LA at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles that Reggie and I ate at before.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I was reading about it. It was say to talk about it.
So, okay, so what was this, Monday? 30-year-old rapper from Philly.
1 p.m. or something.
Yeah, 1 p.m. on Monday at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Los Angeles. Rapper PnB Rock, who is 30 years old, originally from Philadelphia, was gunned down and killed inside the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. It was an attempted robbery, is what they're saying. But the thing that's unsettling about the whole thing is, it's sad that a young person lost their lives. He was not a huge, talent. Like, he wasn't like all world or anything, but he had a career. He was doing.
He's getting there. Yeah,
he was getting there. He was doing his thing. He had a song that came out in 2016 called Fleek, and then he had something else that came out. He just released a song recently, actually September 2nd of this year. But the thing that's unsettling, that makes it even worse, is that his girlfriend that he was having lunch with, he was with his girlfriend or some woman and his daughter, a little girl. She posted and tagged him in a Instagram post that they were at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And then in a short while later, this guy shows up to rob him, and he ends up shooting and killing him.
And those location, you don't need the location thing on Instagram. That could be dangerous.
It can be. We haven't seen it like this before, right?
Especially when in the moment, I would just wait till you get home and then
wait till you get home
to Roscoe's.
Yeah, exactly. But after reading that and hearing about that, because she posted it and then she tried to take it down, but the damage was already done, right? So, but he's a celebrity, right?
I read something. He said the week before he was with, I wanted to say the mother of his kid and him, and they were in a car and they were getting followed by somebody. Well, so he's had threats towards him before.
Well, okay. So this is the other thing. That's what I was going to get to, is that, like, we live in this world now where celebrities and people are talented people who kind of have something going on. They're so accessible, right? Because everyone is posting everything, tagging everything, showing where they are. the guys are showing their money, talking about their jewelry, whatever the case may be. But we live in a world now where these young people are bold. This dude came into a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, demanding jewelry, and let off in the restaurant with other patrons around, right? People, and I'm after reading about this article, I'm also reading that these young people today, dude, they are not just looking at the Instagram post to follow you, they're also following you home. Like there's a rapper, Pop Smoke, who got killed several years ago, where guys followed him to his house to rob him. They saw him out. I'm sure he was tagged somewhere as being in a thing. They showed up, watched, waited to follow them home. Like
LA's crazy too, man. LA's got a next level where I think 2 years ago, some Rams players were at the game because it was Monday night or whatever, and their house was getting robbed while they were playing football because they knew, yeah, well, they're at the game.
They knew
we
they
know
were
where
at the
they
game.
live.
Yep.
We're gonna go rob them, and like, it's crazy, man.
And
People don't give a shit.
So what I'm saying is, I mean, look, for us regular people, no one's following us like that, right? But
they can though. You piss someone off.
You can piss someone off.
Enough people off online.
I'm telling you, I have seen so many videos and pictures of cars riddled with bullets, and the influence or the reason was because someone with road rage blew their horn and gave somebody the finger, and then that person in the other car let loose, right? So all I'm saying is keep your wits about you, keep your heads on a swivel, and maybe don't let everybody know everywhere, like what you're doing all the time everywhere, right? Like it just don't make no sense. It ain't even that serious, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and
right?
it's kind of lame, you guys. You're not
it's
that
kind
no
of
one
lame.
cares
So,
that much.
So this young man is potentially gone because someone tagged him in a post and they knew where he was at the time, right? And I feel bad for her because even if, look, man, I'm sure she did not mean to do anything.
Oh yeah, that's got to mess with her head now.
That's got to mess with her head.
Right? Yeah, man. No, it's sad all around. That's true.
Sad all around. So yeah, man, 30 years old, just getting started, and it's just keep your wits about you, folks. It's crazy out there.
R.I.P. All right, Reg, a way to bum us out to close out. And
let's
wrap it up.
Okay, we won't leave on a bad note. We'll say this on a good note. We can say goodbye to the great and talented and extremely accomplished Roger Federer, who has announced his retirement from tennis at 40 some odd years old.
Who cares?
Dude, I love Roger. You didn't like Roger Federer?
I never was a huge. I don't watch too much tennis. Honestly.
Oh, you're killing me. Roger Federer is the bomb. But he's second, only behind. I mean, Rafael Nadal passed him as far as like having the most majors. Roger had it for a while, and then Rafa showed up, was like, I'll take that. So
look at you, little tennis fan.
Hell yeah, man. Look, I'm a sports fan, man. I love all of it. So all right, man. Well, this was interesting. I'm glad that we got a chance to discuss.
Ripping down my heroes today.
Hey, dude, it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault.
Definitely a little, a little creepy.
That's all I'm saying. Just a little rapey. I don't know you well enough. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, if you notice, he took out a lot of his love scenes after that. There were not too many. There was another one, I forget, and she says something. He's like, "Oh, you ain't never getting rid of me."
Oh boy, God.
Well,
hold up. Let's just be honest too. He wrote this movie in, would you say, 3 days?
Yeah, he wrote it like over a weekend. His apartment, he said, the line is he could sit on his bed and touch the front door and the window at the same time.
Okay.
And they kept offering him all this money to sell it, and he wouldn't do it. He's like, I had no money, but unless they put me in it. As he knew if it blew up, he would have been, that was it. Right. And he stuck to his guns. Yeah. And it was it touched a lot of people. But that scene, you could tell no women were writing that script.
Yeah, there was no woman in the writing room for that one. She might have been like, maybe you don't have her say no 6 times, 7 times. Right? Maybe she just said, no, I gotta go. He's like, oh
no, Rock never gives up. Yeah, Rock never gives up.
This is a face you could trust. Yeah. Like, okay, right? Like maybe just no once outside and then no once inside. Maybe. If we can get the 7
she's shy, we get 2. She's shy, but right.
Yeah.
Don't pin her against the wall.
Don't pin, don't lie. But let's be honest, man. This guy wrote this movie in 3 days. There's no women in the writing apartment
in his apartment. His apartment was probably the same one that he shot it in.
Exactly, the studio apartment. And let's be honest, 2 years prior to this movie coming out, the guy was actually doing porn.
Who was Ross Stallone?
Yeah, Stallone. You didn't know that?
What?
Yeah,
Get
he
outta
was.
here.
Dude, there is actual video footage of the guy.
Let me look
getting it
this
in.
up.
Yeah, he was doing porn 2 years prior to
No.
writing Rocky.
Before Rocky? Let me
Yep.
see. Is this true? This year had acted in a porn film, The Party at Kitty and Studs, when he was a struggling actor strapped for cash in 1970. Wow.
And that's back when
Soft core, they say. So what is that?
that just means that they didn't show the actual penetration, but they were
Shoot
still
this cheap skin flick in order. So yeah, I mean, you could still work, I guess, if you do
well
soft core.
remember at that time in the early 70s, they were trying to integrate hardcore films into regular society. Remember, like Debbie Does Dallas, Deep Throat, Behind the Green Door. Those films were had theatrical releases at theaters and seen as like, like, oh no, we can do film, but with film you can also do hardcore sex, right? So that was during the time where it was kind of, but it was still porn.
Well, so this says they could have never gotten any sort of distribution with a legit hardcore movie. So they created the film about a bickering young couple that throws a light S&M party. No scene is remotely erotic, especially when the characters are having sex. It's merely supremely boring and in-depth softcore porn affair. Stallone said he was sleeping at a bus station at the time and couldn't justify turning down the work. He didn't really want to do it at first. He told Playboy in 78, instead of doing something desperate, I worked 2 days for $200 and got myself out of the bus station.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny, though.
So he did some softcore porn. But hey, look at
you learn something every week.
Yeah, he wrote a movie. He should have had a woman, right?
Maybe that was the script they used in the movie. If he's doing softcore porn, maybe that's where he gets his ideas. That's why I didn't.
I mean, but let's be honest. Who hasn't done softcore at this point, right? Everybody, everywhere. If you have, I mean, come on, man. You can go back to VHS. The moment that videos, the ability to capture film on anything, somebody started taking pictures and recording themselves or recording others. So, I can't fault the guy. He did the best he could. So, all right, man, let's get out of here.
Reg, thanks, man. Good times. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, thank you, folks, for listening. We appreciate you. Please like, share, and comment. We've had a lot of fun today. I enjoyed this one. This is good.
Ripping down my heroes.
So with that being said, we look forward to seeing you next week, and keep tuning in. And that's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele.
Peace.
And this is Spitballin'. Peace.